Hello everyone, it's Antwell the Comic Geek, where I review things based on comics, also react to stuff too. We are going to react to Top 10 Hulk Facts by WatchMojo. I know a lot about the Hulk, but there's may be some stuff that I may not know. So, anyway, let's get into this.
The Hulk is one of the most easily recognizable characters in the Marvel Universe, but did you know he wasn't always green?
What if you were sipping margaritas on a
I've been
sunrise
knew
beach
that.
turning brown instead of green?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Hulk facts.
¿Dónde estoy?
For this list, we're putting the focus on more real-world facts, as opposed to looking at specific plot points that occurred in the films or comics.
Dr. Banner, the countdown has begun.
Thinking with your fist is hardly scientific, Igor. We'll continue this discussion later.
Number 10. Many aliases.
You know, Dr. Krensler, you and I have never had the chance to get to know each other properly. Well, it's because I don't want to get to know you, properly or improperly.
Most people are familiar with the classic version of the Hulk, who typically only says Hulk smash before destroying anything and everything in his immediate vicinity.
Hulk! Smash! Love Hulk.
To keep the character fresh, however, Marvel has created a few different aliases for the Hulk, including the popular Joe Fixit. Fixit was a gray version of the character who retained the smarts of Banner and even worked as a mob enforcer in Las Vegas. The Hulk would also at one point become the third incarnation of War, one of the four horsemen of Apocalypse.
I'll read all about it.
Or you'll be suiting up with the rest of us.
Number 9. Lots of powers.
Lots of powers.
Everyone knows that the Hulk is exceptionally strong, but he does have a range of powers that you may be unfamiliar with. For instance, he can leap extremely large distances, and once jumped into orbit.
That's my
He
favorite
can also
part of the
breathe
Avengers.
underwater thanks to a special gland. One of his strangest powers, however, has been his ability to see ghosts, because comic books are weird.
I assume the whole place is surrounded.
Just you and me.
He can also heal himself quicker than any other character in the Marvel Universe, including Wolverine, which is why, as exciting as their fights always are, Wolverine never really stands a chance.
I've seen this movie.
Number 8. Jaws nearly played him on television. Before CGI took over the film industry, studios relied a lot more heavily on makeup, prosthetics, and practical effects. Several actors were considered to play the role of the Hulk in the live-action television series, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, although he was deemed too short for the role. The studio ended up choosing Richard Kiel, best known as Jaws from the James Bond films. Kiel was eventually let go, however, because he wasn't bulky enough for the role, and Lou Ferrigno was cast instead. Number 7. He left the Avengers for 50 years.
Guys, is this a code?
Really?
Although the Avengers originally assembled to stop the Hulk, who was being manipulated by Loki, the Hulk was a founding member of the team. He wouldn't last long, however. The team, consisting of Iron Man, Wasp, Ant-Man, and Thor, were fearful of the Hulk's destructive tendencies and uncontrollable power, and as such, distanced themselves from him. Feeling unwanted, the Hulk would leave the team at the end of the second issue, and wouldn't rejoin until half a century later. Number 6. Bruce Banner was renamed David Banner.
Do me a favor, if you see David, would you tell him I'm
Why?
in there? Oh, thanks.
While the live-action television series made several changes from the source material, perhaps the most obvious one was Banner's name change.
And now it's starting to affect your work.
What?
Although he was known as Bruce Banner in the comics, his name was changed to David Banner on the show, allegedly because viewers don't like alliterative names.
David, how do you feel now?
Normal.
According to Stan Lee, however, the name was changed because the show's executives considered the name Bruce to be too gay, a fact that was confirmed by the show's star, Lou Ferrigno.
What?
How can it be too gay?
Number 5. Originally transformed by the sunset. Almost everyone knows the drill. Bruce Banner gets angry and transforms into the Hulk, typically going on a destructive rampage.
Is that all you got?
This wasn't the case in the original story, however, as Bruce would transform into the Hulk at sunset before changing back to human form at dawn, regardless of whether or not he was angry.
You an alien?
What?
From outer space, an alien.
No.
Well then, son, you've got a condition.
This is likely because Lee drew inspiration from the strange
Well,
case of Dr.
duh.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where Jekyll transforms into the brutish Hyde at night. Number 4, Marvel vs. Ed Norton.
Shut that off! Yeah, turn it off!
Out of all the Marvel heroes to receive their own standalone film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1, the Hulk was the only one who didn't get a sequel, at least not yet. In fact, the role was recast for 2012's The Avengers, with Mark Ruffalo taking over for Ed Norton.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
Marvel and Norton had come to blows over the film, largely because the studio had cut out a suicide-driven subplot that Norton himself had written into the screenplay.
I got low. I didn't see an end, so I put a bullet in my mouth and the other guy spit it out.
Frustrated over his lack of creative control, something which Marvel had allegedly promised him, Norton refused to promote the film and was eventually let go by the studio. Number 3, The Red Hulk.
Never send a Green Hulk to do a Red Hulk's work, I always say. Jerk.
One of the most popular recent storylines in the comics has revolved around the strange Red Hulk, a much more violent and sadistic version of the Hulk. The Red Hulk killed Abomination, one of the Hulk's greatest enemies.
Give me a real fight.
The Red Hulk was also capable of reverting the normal Hulk back to Bruce Banner by absorbing his gamma radiation.
Oh, yeah.
He can do that?
How you doing, honey?
After months of speculation, the Red Hulk's identity was eventually revealed to be General Ross. That's right, the man who had been attempting to destroy the Hulk for years eventually came to be one.
Finally, I decided to fight fire with fire and Hulkatized myself. Now I keep an eye on Hulk.
Number 2, originally gray, not green. The original version of the Hulk was far from the version we know and love today. As previously stated, Banner only changed into the Hulk at night, but that wasn't the only major difference. The Hulk was originally gray, not green.
Looks like Wild Boy agrees with you.
Stan Lee eventually changed the color, however, not for plot reasons, but because the printers could not maintain a consistent shade of gray. We're not kidding. He chose green because that was a much easier color to print, and that's how the Hulk's iconic color was created.
You must go home.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Inspired by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. His friends exiled him to space. He hates Freddie Prinze Jr. He's been on the cover of Rolling Stone. Originally canceled after just 6
Number
issues.
1, Lou Ferrigno has been in every live adaptation.
You are the man.
God bless you, brother.
Arguably Ferrigno's most famous role, the buff bodybuilder played the Hulk in the live-action television series from 1978 to 1982.
That's it. Easy. Okay, okay.
He has since appeared in every single live adaptation of the character. He had a cameo in the 2003 film as a security guard.
Security ought to be beefed up a lot.
And provided the voice of the Hulk for the 2008 film. He also
Really?
appears briefly in The Avengers. That's right, it's Ferrigno who utters the classic line, "Puny God," after throwing Loki around like a rag doll.
Wow.
Puny God.
Do you agree with our list?
Hulk! Stop or you'll kill him!
What's your favorite Hulk fact? For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Go to sleep.
Okay, when his friends exiled, the one where his friends exiled him into space, that began Planet Hulk, but then turned to World War Hulk. Anyway, Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe if you're new, and put a thumbs up on the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.